Always up early in the morning. Always got work to do. Always got work to do. I don't complain because I love what I do. First things first, my name is Kenneth Burke. My company is ILEG Technology-SCREENS. Man, I got a very busy schedule today, as always. But even more busy today because I got to take care of some dumb nonsense that I shouldn't have to add in my day because I feel that people have to learn to grow up and be mature. Stop doing dumb stuff all day long. But apparently that's not the case. And apparently I have to go call some people to get some things taken care of. Which is sad but true. Oh man. Other than that, I have got to, let's see which one from. YouTube. YouTube over there. I got a request from several of my peers who saw a demonstration of a screen I did in one of my videos of basically of a zombie attack on a wall, and they're very interested in having the new rear projection technology. We've been had this rear projection technology for years. As a matter of fact, it's one of the screens we use to basically push a fish tank through a window. So they're interested in using that for their Halloween party. This is how I get invited to a lot of parties, doing setups and stuff like that. Because I do stuff with the lighting and all that stuff. You know, design costumes. You know, like man of many trades. But anyway, so I'm going to be over at a friend's house, and she's buying one of the screens to set up for her kids' Halloween party where I'm going to be at, and they're going to be going out in the screen. I'm going to let them hold one of my projectors because they don't have a projector, so they can hold one of mine. That right there in that video, I had to find that video because they want me to dress up, but I'm not dressing up. I don't want to dress up. But she was asking me what was my, do I design costumes? I do. Actually, I designed that costume, and I designed my friend's costume for a Halloween party in 2014. So she asked me if I could do the kids' costumes. I said, sure, no problem. You know, she thinks you got to go pick up. All that stuff was picked up at the thrift store, believe it or not. And I used to sew back in the day, so I made my own costume. But anyway, I had to send that video over to her account today. So you just saw the short video just popped up with these zombies. Yeah, I'm going to a busy Halloween because a bunch of them, one person saw it. I sent it to her. Now she's sharing it to all her friends, and they're asking me when can I come down and install this screen in. It's not, the setup is not hard to do. And again, because they're black, they can be hidden in the woods, which that's where they want them at. So we're going to set these big screens up back there. Have plenty of nice video footage for the company. And again, as I said before, every single time these guys come in and do something, and the Lord blesses my hand every single time. Just to show you at the end of the day, no matter what you try, what you do, God favors me. You can't win. You will never win. You will never ever win on this, man. They just keep trying it. We'll never win. We will never win, ever. So, bottom line is, yeah, we got a major order for these visual effect rear projection screens. And on top of that, they can be used for Christmas. You know, if you're not a big fan of Halloween, you can use it for Christmas. You can watch movies off of it, all that stuff. It's the same screen, like I said, we push to a window at that place. It's the same technology. So, yeah. So I got a bunch of people now. These are big end people. Like the people I know at the end of the day, they're heavy hitters, like heavy hitters. They have serious connections. So, yeah, all her friends are going to have that, want that screen. And then I'm going to be doing backyard setups and all that stuff, because that's going to lead to backyard setups, because she was telling me, he does backyard theater rooms and all that stuff. And now I'm going to be going to a lot of backyards to set up for these home theater setups. So yeah, she's heavily connected. And now I'm going to be able to rub shoulders with some very big people that are going to allow me to put my company on that level. Yes, sir. I'm doing her backyard theater setup. So I'm going to be doing some recordings in there. Now, just so you naysayers from the door, I explain something to you. You mess with these people are heavy. When I mean heavy, some of these people know judges, lawyers, doctors, IRS, police officers, law enforcement officers. Go play if you want. And I have explained my situation about what I've been going through. Anyone I've contacted with in their field, I explain to them individuals that we've had problems with. So don't play that game. Trust me. You know, you guys want to do that whole stock. Well, those guys won't be around anymore. They're gone. They're not going to be around anymore. But anyone else new that you feel that you want to follow behind their path, don't do it. Trust me. You'll find yourself in a situation that's going to be very uncomfortable. Other than that, there you go. We have to say that because we have weirdos on our channel who try to stalk us. But I guarantee you, people that I know at the end of the day, you won't be around for a hot hour. They'll have you within no time at all. So, play if you want. And I've already explained to people the issues that we have with you already. I'm not worrying about these individuals now. You're going to be taken care of today. We're not worried about you. You're done. You're finished. But anybody else new, yeah, it'll be quick and fast. You'll get a chance to meet people that work for the DA. So don't do dumb stuff at the end of the day. Enjoy your freedom. Enjoy your ability to be able to do, you know, what you like to do. Enjoy life. Don't do dumb stuff. If you do, I told you, these people are heavily connected. They know people. In no time at all, you'll have a couple black wagons on your property, and you'll be sitting in handcuffs, and nobody wants to deal with that nonsense. Okay, where are we going with this? All right. Now, as for my busy schedule today, man, if you start the morning off that way, that is pretty sad. If you start your morning off that way. My mornings never start that way. Mornings could start off warning people to stay out of trouble because you don't end up going to jail. All right, so the robot is done. The building owner is done. I got him finished. He's all put together. I ordered this glow in dark paint. I got the stuff coming in, the screens coming in. This stuff is going to the shredding machine. Big screens are coming in. I decided to go with 5x8, which is a perfect size. I don't want anything too big, but I don't want anything too small. 5x8. First screen of the building is gamer on this side. You can't build the one on black because the formula is not even done yet. It's not even tested, so there's no point in building the screen on that side. So that's going to be later on. This right here is the robot, which is finished. All from scraps, like literally just scraps laying around. So this is turning into something. The pieces behind this are turning into something because he's now a friend of mine, like I said, huge IT level guy at the end of the day. He does builds, mods and builds. He's like, look man, we can go in together and we can do some crazy stuff because he's a programmer. He's like a mad programmer. I could use him so badly because he can do something in the day that I can't even think about. So he wants to start this business adventure of designing these crazy 3D effect PCs. So guess what? I'm in on it. Business is business, man. So we got the new case we're designing. And keep in mind, as I said before, we can't basically go in and use other people's trademark material because it's against the law. You can't do this. So requests for like Spider-Man, Batman, we can't do that. We get in trouble for that. Unless we get permission from Marvel or anybody else that says, hey, you can do so, then we can't. Other than that, we ain't touching them at a 10-foot pole. Because it's somebody else's property. I just realized when I'm walking through this video, I should never be walking in that direction. But anyway, and I can't express enough that you don't touch people's trademark material. But anyway, so but we were making our own stuff, our own designs and stuff like that. And I'm definitely going to be teaming up with the other guy who has printing equipment, printing machine, because he can print out all kinds of cool stuff for us. You know, we can make our own designs. And again, I don't need that stuff. I make my own stuff. My own little robot right here. This is our own robot we just made at the end of the day. It's from parts. So we make our stuff from just about everything we want at the end of the day. So my buddy's got the printing unit. He's going to print out some of the designs we have. And I'm still working on a couple of these. I got an offer for $2,000 for my power supply. The way it looks. Yep. So we made new parts, modification parts, customization, stuff like that. And we're going to incorporate my company into this because again, I told you my screens actually were 12 by 12. The screens are 12 by 12. Oh, we can put a screen on there 12 by 12. We did a flex. The flex is the 12 by 12s. Ew, you're in your penis. I got over here doing crazy stuff. I thought about that because the screen is 12 by 12. We could put a little screen in there. It'd be easy to connect to, much better easy to connect. The way the frame is designed. Not for you, for me. got a gaming flex right here. It's the same size as my setup. This is going to be so sick. Visual effects screen on this baby, yes. So not only can I make it show up the 3D wraparound screen, but I can put a visual effect demonstration on it. I can game off of it. Well, this is going to be fantastic. So, there you know what the robot's for. As I told you before, we built this nuclear jungle over here. Everything goes in the dark plants. It's a customized brush job on it. And I also, too, may have a tutor class for teaching painting with tissues. So my buddy saw the design. He said, wait a minute, you painted that whole thing with tissues? And yes, with tissues to paint the whole thing. So I got a lot of opportunities to open up involving or screen paint designs and stuff like that. Oh, I cannot wait. So how amazing God is. God is awesome at the end of the day. God is awesome. People get mad at me. Seriously, you put yourself in that situation. You can't get blessed. God can't bless your hand. He can't give you those blessings. Those blessings will not be for you because you basically want to go around and do the devil's work. He can't bless your hand. You cut off your own blessings. They cut off their own blessings. They can't be blessed. And then they get mad at everybody else because everybody else is excelling and they're not excelling. That's why. Stop following that devil. At the end of the day, you wouldn't be having the problems you have now. Or about to have pretty soon. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You stop following Satan. That's why your hands are not blessed. In the situation some of you're about to be in, you're going to pray to God as much as you all day. You're going to need him. What you're about to go through. Consequences of messing with a Christian? And these guys yesterday called themselves sending a letter here, not a letter, but a postcard. And the postcard came from Williams, and Williams made statements that he contacted the Postal Service, and he didn't contact anybody. I called them myself. They got my information. Your information is not even in there, because I know what type of person you are. You can't put that information in there. They warned you not to use that building's address. And we know that for a fact because I talked to the people in your building. So that being said, you were warned not to use the address. That's why the other addresses have other people's addresses. You were not to use that address. The problem is that the other addresses that you use, you didn't have permission to use those addresses. And that's against the law. It's postal code is against the law. So we were able to submit your information over to them, showing that you used other people's address, especially the one with you half naked on it. Not good by their standards, which means they had to have a marshal come out and get you. You violated a very serious code. Now they got to reach out to the funeral home, not just us. They're going to reach out to them. They're going to reach out to the restaurants over in Philly. You can use their address. They got to reach out to everybody, including the little, what was it? It was a rec center he was using, a kid's rec center. There you go. He did some weird stuff. But anyway, yeah, they got to reach out to them. You violated a very serious code. So it's interesting that you contacted them trying to make trouble for us. You didn't contact them, by the way. But try to make it seem like you contacted them and you were sending this information to the landlord. Me and the landlord are good friends. The landlord gave me the letter. So the letter only directs to me. He gave it to me. And I said, fine, this is perfect. This is exactly what I needed. So you thought I saw that information. I was going to run from it. No, buddy, I contacted them. Because I know you. You can't make that. You can't do that at the end of the day. So I contacted him, had to talk with somebody over there, and I explained the situation, and I gave him Jamie's address, and I gave him your address, and Jamie's control number. So they're going to reach out to you guys. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to contact them again. You're already in the system already. I got all their information. Ask for who you are, what's your name, your address, all your stuff is in there. The next stage is to submit your evidence. That's it. Once they get the evidence, they come see you. But you didn't contact anybody at all, period. And the reason why you didn't contact, because when I had to submit that information, they didn't go by anonymous. They went by knowing who I am. It's what the United States government at the end of the day. So I had to give them my first name, last name, my date of birth, my social security number, and I had to give them my address. Which you would have had to do. The same thing I had to do. So you didn't contact anybody at all. So having that letter shows that you made a statement that you couldn't back up, and you used the United Postal Service to carry out a threat. And that letter's being used against you. See, y'all don't do things right, man. I know y'all never do anything about the book. If you were people at the end of the day that you can't even get an attorney, and I'll tell you why you can't get an attorney, your address would have to be on that. You don't want us knowing where you're at, because you know the crimes you committed can get you locked up. We would have had an attorney from you guys already. Well, that's that. So I make those 2 phone calls a day, and they're locked in. As for the other one, yeah, there is an ICE unit coming to his apartment. There is actually one coming. You did some stuff you weren't supposed to do. Now, you can explain to them, because they have your case number in that report. There's 3 case numbers, including the new one we had to put in. Your name comes up in the system quite a bit. You're over at FBI, too, also. And we have to go file another one with FBI, and we had to file another one yesterday for the counterfeiting. Because you are counterfeiting in our country, aren't you not? All right, then. And it is what it is. No one's making anything up. And I would mind you, when I fill these reports out, I got to put all my information in there. There's no hiding behind something or whatever. We don't do what you do at the end of the day. But any agency is more than welcome to reach out and have a conversation with me, including your landlord, which you're afraid of. That's why you got 2 fake landlords and 2 fake lawyers. So I know people at license inspection. I know people over there. I got to meet license inspection when y'all did that nonsense where you said that about the garage. So they know me over there. They know I have a business license in the state of Pennsylvania. I have my LLC, my ENI. I have EIN. I have my business tax wholesale license. I'm registered in City Hall. Everybody in City Hall knows my technology. They have been in the office. They've seen my stuff. That's how I was eligible to get the assistance from my company. That's how I was eligible to get assistance for loans. They know my company. So when you contact them and see all these faulty things about me, they're more than welcome to come in here and look around. I have no problem with that. Anyone's more than welcome. I have people come here all the time, so it's not a problem at all. But I found out from that little tidbit information that I can get something called a need-to-know order. I didn't know about these things. And what that is that if someone calls in a false report about you, and you're taking them to court, you can go to that agency where they filed the false report, and you can get a need-to-know. What this does is it brings up their phone calls. So anytime you call one of these agencies, it comes up and says, hey, look, this phone call is being recorded for training purposes, but not only that, it's evidence against you if you commit any crimes. So we can pull up all your emails that you think are in secret. We can pull up all your phone calls that you think are in secret. Any text message, conversation, anything. All the transcripts, you can pull everything for court. So you guys are screwed on so many levels, it's not even funny. So even if you try to come up anonymous, you can't. I told you, I can't explain it enough. You live in the digital age. Everything you do is documented somewhere. I'm there, just saw this cool cell phone game I wanted to play. It allows you to drive a bulldozer into buildings. I like doing demolition games. And I thought, oh, this is cool. I want this. So I'm going to download the game, and it had a thing pops up. I couldn't believe I'm looking at it. It's requesting. Now, I don't mind putting my Google information, my password, and stuff like that to get something, or get a game or something. But it's not asking for that. It's asking for my fingerprints. Literally my fingerprints. So you mean to tell me if now if I want to go in the Google store and I want to get games, I got an authorization to do fingerprints? Heck no, I don't put my fingerprints on. Are you mad at the end of the day? Has anyone got my prints? No. I told you, digital age, man. Bit by bit by bit, to take a little more from you just to figure out exactly how much they can get up. And when I saw that, I was like, man, this is what it's coming down to. Now I can't go into the store, I can't get a game anymore because I got to get my fingerprints up. I ain't doing that. That's why I keep telling you people today, y'all with them cell phones, stop sticking your face in these machines. Stop scanning your hand for your fingerprints. Keep thinking at the end of the day, oh, it's for security purposes. Somebody got a copy of your fingerprints. That's messed up. goes down to go check his account, and he told me there's nothing in there. And he says, it's got to be something, transfer money in there. It shows money was transferred in there. It shows nothing in the account. That bank teller was not going to go from A to B because he saw nothing in the account. And then later on, he thought it was a computer glitch, and he did have the money there, which he gave an apology, blah, blah, blah. You know, but I was sitting here thinking to myself, this is when I'm working with computers. I'm like, wow, they will believe a machine over a human being any day. A person can come in there every day for years and drop that money off. They can see their face, have conversations with them, and they will believe that machine over a human anything day. And that's where you got something to be scared about. Because now with the AI technology, where they can basically face mapping, you get that face off stuff, it's funny in the day, where you see people getting framed left and right for stuff they didn't do. And then they got your fingerprints too, to put them anywhere they want to put them at. There you go. It's easy though, there's so much print to put them someplace out, it really is. So yeah, that's why I said stop sticking your face in these machines, stop putting your handprints in there. And it's funny how Hollywood does stuff to remind us of things that are to come. Like, I'm not going to get you one. Oh, no, it's Running Man. They took Arnold's face, and they stuck it on somebody else's face to make it look like he fired into a crowd, but he didn't do it. And they framed him, and now we have that technology today. Isn't that crazy? Yep. Like an easy happen. People will believe a machine over a human every day. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's scary. Every single day. Yep, got birthday cards from the bank, all that stuff, and they believe a machine over here. Okay. Oh man, I'm liking this, man. This is beautiful. See, this is what I'm talking about. This. Wow. I wonder when you have to go through zoning to get that. I'm gonna take a picture of this and take this over to zoning. I want that. That is really cool. That gives me the ability to be in outer space without being in outer space. Can you have a structure like that? That's amazing. That's amazing. That's a pretty cool structure. This is the stuff I like to look at right here. I don't think I want to gaze out into the city. I mean, at one point when I was younger, yeah, city skyline would have been beautiful, but I'd rather have it out in the country somewhere, like something like a Ranger Tower. I would like to have that. But I want to look out into the stars. That's what I want. And on top of that, if you're using any form of telescope or anything like that, technically you can't really see the stars because of all the pollution, fog, and all that stuff. You're better off doing it out in the middle of the country. That's when you see people with massive telescopes. You don't see them out in the city. Those telescopes are, what do you call it? I forgot the name of it. They call them. Anyway, those units are out in the middle of a side of a cliff or a mountain in the middle of nowhere. The higher up you are, the better chances you have of basically seeing what you can see. Let me get this. I got orders to print out. That is, I like this. I really do like this. A large window. I definitely would do Gorilla Glass right here. All Gorilla Glass. You never know what's going to strike the glass. That is freaking beautiful. The only thing I'd be afraid of is Taco. Taco jumping off the side, because Taco does weird stuff, man. That's the only thing I'd be afraid of. Alright, so robot over here is drying, getting that ready. Ice, we got to do the ice PC has to be done while it's in the case. It's a drip effect, that's why. It has to be done that way. I think I have to build, I need icicles, because you can't get the silicone to do that. Silicone's not going to drip that way. So it has to be done through an ice system. So I got to buy icicles. That's what I'm doing. I need big icicles. And ice cubes and stuff like that. Do I have... I have those. I can use these for the base. Yeah, because they would color better. Alright. I'll write you right there. I got it. My buddy's coming down to shred this. I got a dirt devil to go pick up. I want to vacuum this whole floor out before I put the new setup in. Nothing will be on the floor. Actually, yeah, we got a giant screen. I'm going to turn the floor to a giant screen. I want my giant fish tank for my floor, my visual effect floor. We got that in building. I took out the LED lights, and the desk has to be done too, because we have to get that done. Get that finished. But I mean, be careful about moving this, because if he hears this, his freaking sensor system, like, oh, treats, treats. I just gave you treats. I literally gave you treats on treats, and he wants more treats. There's never enough treats for cat or dog. They must have treats on treats. We got to pick up tape. We don't have any tape. Got to get tape, get all that done, and I got to paint butterflies. So let me think what I'm gonna do here. Let me get sorted out here on this side. My stuff here. Yeah, I might teach a class on painting with tissue. I was trying to find somebody who painted with tissue, but I couldn't track anyone down. I got something else instead. Okay, pretty sure I have to. I do like abstract art. I love abstract art. Power supply comes up here. Power supply is beefy. Yeah, I got offers for power supplies. I got offers for the new screens we have coming out. Well, they're not new screens. We've had them before. We're going to actually upgrade them to ILEG technology. We're doing several. Oh, I can't wait to do the recording on that. So they're going to be coming up on our property, do the recording, the screen stuff, and everything. This is good advertising for my business. On top of that, she's going to pass up the. Oh, I got additional cards. I got to get. I guess I'm going to give them my QR code. I get my QR code, and they can take it from there. I'm just going to design. I think I have my QR code. She's going to print out something for my QR code. My cards are all digital. So she's going to print out my QR code, and she's going to pass them on her friends. Because I'm going to be doing backyard setup soon. Yeah, right. Yeah. We specialize in outdoor screens. See, that's why I said, at the end of the day, people, you follow the devil. When you do that, you are cursed. When you do it to us and try to bring, we're blessed. The Lord keeps blessing us. So I got a whole new other business adventure about to pop off. And on top of that, the very thing you try to use to harm me, it's now being redirected back to you. This is what I find interesting about all this, is the fact that, you know, the devil told you that this was going to work, right? And you believed it. You did what he told you to do. And the whole entire time, he set you up. As I told you, his whole job is just to basically throw you in jail, do what he got to do to get rid of you. He needs you off the earth. He needs you dead. That's what it comes down to. But the Lord's people are protected. And the devil will tell you, oh, go do so and so. You're going to basically, at the end of the day, you can't do anything to us. We're Christians. You can't do nothing to me. There's nothing you can do. Not a thing. Not a thing. All you're doing is basically giving the devil what he wants, and that is to kill you and to get rid of you. The system you're going through, the stuff that you did, some of you guys are going to spend the rest of your life behind bars, and one of them may go to Tunnel Bay, and that's a place you don't want to go to. You don't know any one of the places at all, period, but you don't want to go there. And when I sat there and sit on camera about the beatings and all, yeah, that stuff goes on in those places like that. Some people don't make it home. They really don't. There are so many court cases on inmates that were beaten to death. Strange things happen and stuff like that. But it's different when you're in a system up here. The system here, you have communication with your family and friends or somebody. But in a situation like down there, it's total isolation. No one will know he's there. They're going to make him disappear. You don't want to be in a situation like that at all, period. You want to make people know that you are there. Like, hey, I'm here. You know? I don't understand it. Like, how in the world can you put yourself in that situation? He's literally going to be in a situation where horror movies start. Yeah, I read up on that place. Oh, my goodness. It is what it is. But again, like I said, everybody has a choice. Everybody has opportunity. It's your choice and your opportunity on how you play your life out. You want to do that kind of stuff, that's how your life is going to end up. Because apparently that's the way it's going. Okay, put that over there, and robot is already done. Alright, our machine, all made from parts we had in the desk. I'm glad. This is why I don't throw anything out. I had an extra like, why do you keep all that stuff? Because I never know when I'm going to need it. Ladies, if your man got this pile of junk sitting around and you think it's because if he, or if he builds, some people have a pile of junk, they don't even build with it, just there to be there. But anyway, but if he builds with this stuff, just leave it be. He sees something that you can't see, and if she has a pile or whatever she has in the day, and that's her thing at the end of the day, just leave it be, because there's something there that she sees, and that's the reason why it's there. We got a robot soldier here. I'm going to sit here in the greenery, so I'm caught all in the greenery. I got the greenery over there. I'm going to weave around it, but first I got to do the paint job. I had to order detailed paint brushes, because we can't do tissue with this. We got to do detailed paint work. And I bought some silver Metallica paint. It can't be too shiny. We have to dirty it up a little bit. Our baby is built. I'm gonna put LED lights in it and everything. Okay. He is beautiful. Got that nice little retro look to him. Oh, I love it. I may build me a couple more of these. Now, I got to work on the ice one. Like I said, the ice one, I want a faucet, a large faucet over top of it. We have to do a silicone system that look like, everything has to come out and come back in. But we have to look like there's frozen water being splashed on the parts. Those parts are going to drip down, and then at the bottom base, we're going to have a nice little snow village down there. I want to put a snow village down there. I think it'd be pretty cool. While all that's going on up there, they have this another world down here. So we're going to build different worlds inside these. And this is stuff you got to use with your own imagination. That's the thing I don't understand. The 3D printer is also, it's an amazing unit. It is. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. But it's an amazing unit. It allows a person to bring their imagination to life. It does. You don't have much of imagination if you're stealing other people's imagination. You understand how that works at the end of the day? It gives you the ability to bring your imagination to life. You ever seen like a plastic bowl like, got an idea for a crazy cereal bowl I want to make. But you can't make it because you ain't got the equipment. Now you got the equipment to make a crazy looking cereal bowl, something different that no one else has. That's the whole point of the 3D machine, to basically go in and take your imagination and bring it to life. But no, it's not designed for you to copy somebody else's work and steal from them. That's the downside. I told you, but technology, the upside and downside of technology, it's a beautiful machine at the end of the day. It's designed to let creators build and bring their imaginations to life, give them a real form to it, make their own action figures and anything they want to make. But it has a downside because people use it to make ghost guns. People use them to basically copyright and counterfeit other people's products. That's what they do. And some people here in the United States feel that it's okay for people to do that. But it wouldn't be okay if somebody kicked in your front door when you were on vacation and took all your stuff. Took your car out of the driveway, cleaned out your banking account. That wouldn't be okay, wouldn't it? You'd be really upset over that. If anybody took anything from you, you'd be upset. So what makes it okay for a YouTuber to come over here to our country, or even if he's from here to begin with, if you're an American citizen, what gives him the right to take someone else's work at the end of the day? Someone worked hard to make that stuff. And I found it shocking that the people on his account, not saying all of them, but the ones we saw so far, supported that nonsense. Even someone contacted me and calling me saying he should be, I'm jealous because he's making money. We're not jealous because you're making money at the end of the day. I'm upset because you're basically touching other people's product that doesn't belong to you, especially Stan Lee. You don't have that right to take people's stuff. That's what I believe in at the end of the day. So, like I said, I'm the one spearheading this campaign at the end of the day. I'm the one that's following. I'm the one taking them to court, and if I got to go testify, I'm the one that'll testify. But for the people at the end of the day who sat there and made that statement, hey, God forbid if you come home, your house is cleaned out. You got no right to complain about it because you support that nonsense. How dare somebody take my stuff, but you don't have any of these big companies out here. You figure, oh, because you're big mega companies. It don't make a difference, mega or small. It's their stuff. That's what it comes down to. Rich man, poor man, it's their stuff. It belongs to them. You got no right to touch. You got no right to take it. Then how did your parents raise half you people at the end of the day? Because it tells me a lot. No, it doesn't tell me a lot because you can't blame it on the parents. I've seen parents that were fantastic to their kids, did everything they possibly could. Kids were just jacked up. That's all. So it's not just the parents. It's just sometimes it's the kids, period. But you don't know the difference between right and wrong, really? If you don't know the difference between right and wrong, you can't figure that out. There's no way in the world you're going to the kingdom of heaven. You know where you're going at, right? You know where your destination points to. A lot of brimstone, fire, torment, and pain, and no ending to it. You can't figure out those two. I like this right here. This is beautiful. I'm taking a picture. I'm going to the zone. Like, can I get this? Can I build this? I just found out that up here, I just sent them the videos. I'm about to send the short video, and I sent them the picture already of me walking around with the suit on. This is the person who's going to be showing my stuff off to her friends and stuff. So I can't wait to go down there and see it. She got these wooded areas. Oh, it's creepy. It's beautiful, and they got a lake out there. We could do some crazy. See, we can't bring it out there because we're not allowed to bring it out there. That technology we got for outdoors, yeah, we can't have that stuff out there because it's not locked in yet. But if we could, man, I got some stuff I can do in that lake with that invisible technology. Put some creepy stuff in there, but we can't. Put a fog machine out there. Oh, we have a ball with that. Yeah, that's the only problem. I can't be out there. I gotta work. I can go to the unit. They want me to stay at the party. I can't stay at the party. I gotta work. I got things to do. I gotta go in there and set up, hook up the projector, educate them how to hook the whole thing up, and then boop, that's it. And give them their they give them my QR for my business card, and she's gonna pass it on to all her friends. But she's also can use that for home theater, so you can watch movies off of it too when we're done. So she's gonna sit up there and she's gonna advertise for my company with our big friends, so we can go over and set their stuff up. But right now they all got white screens. You know how that's gonna go. Look at the metal man. All right, buddy. Now we got you painted. We got you put together. Got you primed, put together. Next stage is detailed paint job. We have to go pick up some sand. We need sand. Why? This machine has been sitting there for a while. Preferably, I'd rather have dirt, but sand we're going to have to work with. Dirt's not going to stick too well. We get some sand to it. We got to color the sand to make it look like it's dirty. And then we got to rust them a little bit, put a little dark corrosion, and we're going to have to put in some dark shadow areas in here. So we can put them in there, because we make them look too shiny. We look like the Tin Man in the Wizard of Oz. So he has to be back there. Oh, that'd be a really nice setup. I really like to do that. I'm doing my own personal setups. We can't sell them. I do want to do some licensed teams, but we don't sell them. They're not for sale. They're just for show. But yeah, that's what I'm definitely... Oh, can you imagine a Mario? I've been dying to do a Mario set for the longest time. But anyway, yeah, he's going to be pretty cool. And we got to get some little butterflies. So let me see, what time we got here? We got 7:34. I got to pick up a vacuum cleaner today. I got to blast to this floor, because we're going to turn the floor into a lake. Yes. A lake. A giant lake. Yeah, we're going to do that. Yep. I was thinking about the yoga mat. But then I went back. This is why we record and document everything. Because we can go back in our archives and say, I wonder how we put this together. I wonder how we assembled that. We did this. So I remembered that I did a canvas surface for the floor. It's just thick. You can walk on them, whatever, and they don't wrinkle or anything. We're going to get that surface. It's huge. I can fold it up, put it in the corner when I'm done with it, and I can do the whole entire floor with it. Because I need to do this whole spot. And with the projector we have over there, which I got to order the lamps for, we're going to turn the entire floor into koi fish. I'm going to invite everybody up to see it. So the setup we're doing right now, we're breaking everything down, because I got clients coming down to check out our new stuff. The gaming technology, I got all these look at these gaming studios that are amazing down here. VR technology is going into all that. And we got the new black technology coming out. I think the black technology I'm doing on a levitating screen. I'm doing a levitating setup for the black screen, because I'm going to show you how to build levitating screens without attaching them to the ceiling. Because you want to be good drilling holes in your ceiling, trust me. I've done that one before. And you got to get a stud finder. You got to figure out where everything's at. This one you need no stud finder whatsoever. We're showing you how to build some really cool stuff with minimum tools. You know, your minimum tools. The less tools people got to worry about, this you got to think about. All right. Sorry about that. Reading her text, she's excited. She's gonna be excited. If you saw that short video with the zombie display, man, that technology we engineered over there to do that, it is a grommet screen. So we have it on a frame system. But on hers, we wanted to go from tree to tree, because they're black, they can hide in there. You won't see them. Just lights up, you won't see them. I'm going to put a strobe system not too close to the screen, but far enough away, and I'm going to actually delay them. Put a delay system in it, which is easy to do. You pop open the strobe system. There's a little switch in there, and the switch allows you to adjust the strobe. And you basically delay some of them by a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds, whatever. And what it does, it causes a kind of a shutter effect. So if you're walking back there, it kind of makes you look like you're shuddering. Pretty cool stuff, though. You know, add in a fog machine, and voila, that's it. People get strobe machines and don't realize there's a dial on there. You take a flathead and second, you can actually control, make the strobe slower or faster. And if you can time them just right, man, it's creepy as I don't know what. It looks like you're actually shuddering. Oh man, I'm telling you, I learned all kinds of cool stuff, man. Yeah, this is cool. I want this, man. I would love to have something like this. This wouldn't be hard to do either. This would be a shipping container. This is a shipping container build. But it's not hard to round it out. That is freaking, I'm in love with this. I'm in love with this. This is a shipping container, easy shipping container. I know it looks round right here, but that's not hard to do. The shipping container, you have the frame. You got to cut out the entire frame. You got to basically cut out everything so it's just a frame. And then you have to build the structure so it's round. That's all you have to do. From the top, because you look, it's flat from the top here. It's flat from the bottom here. So all you would have to do is cut out those sides and then restructure your frame so it rounds off, rounds off, rounds off. But I would extend it out just a little bit. I want mine just a little bit wider. Oh man, this is beautiful, man. I want this. I definitely want this. Definitely want this. But since we develop screens and we have that technology over there that allows us to breathe through sunlight, I want to make a black system that fits. Oh my, could we do that? Could we put a huge, massive, clear casing over this? Because we could. We can put a clear casing over top of it. Now, would this suffocate me? No, not at all, period. We got something we're working on. There's another version of that technology, a circuit screen we're actually designing. I can't tell you about it, but it's pretty interesting. It will allow me to put this casing over top here, and then that way, we can have projectors outside in outer boxes where we can actually change the atmosphere. So if I want to be in outer space, I can be in outer space. If I want to be here, I want to be in the middle of the mountains, whatever, it changes the atmosphere. And if I want to enjoy the scenery around me, it gives me access to that. That's the kind of stuff I like to build. But automatically, my mind thinks that way. I can look at something like this, and I can see all the different ways to alter and change it. To build it, to put it together, to design it. That's how it all started. That's how my little started with the PCs and computers and all that stuff. All I had to do was just look at something, and all of a sudden it comes together in my head. It's like Jimmy Neutron in there sometimes, I tell you. I see all the parts, the machinery, what tools needed, required to put it together and build it. It's in my head. I know you naysayers hate that, don't you? You hate the fact that the Lord gave you that kind of knowledge. You have no idea my intelligence level is through the roof. I mean, I'm not on a brainiac level, some of these crazy scientists, but at the end of the day, that I can construct and build just about anything I want. Because the Lord put that in my head. When He put that, first started with those computers over there. So a person who never ever went to school for computers ever in his entire life can build and construct whatever he wants. Hey, isn't that interesting? And it doesn't end there. Anything, like literally, bro. I went in that garage. I know nothing about insulation. I never went to school for insulation. I insulated that place so well that basically when zoning went in there, it got a high approval. They didn't say go in there and tear it all out. No, they got a high approval. Because you know where that knowledge came from? It came from God. That's why. Anything that God does is perfect. So, with that being said, since all my knowledge comes from Him, that's why I can sit there and take my PC, strip it down, scrap it, whatever, change color, parts, paint whatever I want on it, and it runs perfectly fine with no problem. Anything I want to build, the Lord blesses me to do so. I can basically build a house from the ground up if I want to, because the Lord blesses me with that knowledge. Anything I need, it's in my head. Look, you guys are struggling with a few screen paints. Do you have any idea how many screen paints I've developed? So basically, in my Crystal Witch account, I'm up 600 formulas developed, tested, marketed, sold. And you guys can't get 4. not even 2 to take off. On my other account, I got about 100 compared to what you guys have. And all my stuff is tested. I can back my stuff up. Every single one of those formulas, I can back it up. And you can't back up one. That tells you, at the end of the day, I'm going to pay my bill to my account that paid off. Check that. Customers flashing on that side too. That's cool. We're about to take out this order right now. Yeah. You guys have been tested. None of y'all stuff. Now, one of your screen paints are tested. None of them. All that going in the dark with the high, that's not testing. That's not testing at all. Anybody can do that. I can take a high power projector and go in with notebook paper. I ain't going in with a bed sheet, anything. It's the same thing. There's no testing on that stuff. No testing at all. Let me see. A lot of these big companies didn't do testing either. You're missing a ton of testing. I don't hear y'all making statements at the end of the day talking about sign a contract, see you in court. Y'all never say that. Why? Because you know at the end of the day we'll sign that contract. In a hot second I'll sign it. But the jacked thing about it for you is because of my whole medical thing of my chest and all, you have to come here. Even though you file, you still have to come here. Or we can do it basically sabotage. Either way, you don't lose it. I'll show you. I know more about your stuff than you know about your own product. That's why I'm going to ask some questions. You open up the chat room, we ask some questions. This is why we met with Curse. Oh, I got to post those. I'm going to post some of the conversations we have with this guy. We're freaking bananas. But anyway, as I said before, yeah, cursing, carrying on, screaming, yelling, all that doxing, all that stuff, yeah. That's not a professional at the end of the day. You go to McDonald's, you're going to buy some food. If that person's like cursing you out and carrying at them, like, you guys are not even professional. I had to answer a simple question. You just snapped on me. That's literally what they did to us. So that tells you you're not professional. You don't know your own product. Why would you be threatened over a simple question if I asked you at the end of the day that is your product tested? You're threatened by that simple question. You do know they asked that in court, right? You can't go in there and scream and snap and carry on. You mess around and get yourself thrown in jail. There's so many screen paints I've developed on this account by myself. All these are tested, every single one of them. Every single one of these, I can back it up on a court of law. How many products have you guys developed? You're nowhere near that number. You don't even come close to that number. How much of your stuff is tested? So what you don't understand is, and the part you don't get, I was talking to an attorney friend of mine, and he said, man, you guys are still working? I said, yeah, it takes about a year to test everything out, make sure everything's running, this, that, and the other. There's just so much testing that goes involved in all this crazy stuff. I said, yeah, because I don't want to mess around and get sued. He said, yeah, because you can get sued. He said, these people don't understand at the end of the day that these people go out there. I've seen people have been taken to court for false advertisement and stuff like that. Someone got hurt, something happened at the end of the day, or something didn't work out well, or somebody planned a wedding and the screen didn't work. There's a whole lot of stuff that can go wrong. Like people sue caterers and all that stuff. So yeah, if you're lying and you're not telling the truth about your product and someone buys this, and you want an attorney, I'm going to have my friend come on here and talk to you about this, because he'll literally sit there and talk to you about it. If you are basically selling an item and you can't back this thing up and you lied in these specifications, you're going to go to jail. And he'll tell you, you're going to jail. You will go to jail and you'll be fined. And sued. Because wherever you screwed up, they're going to end up suing you, but you are going to jail. It's fraud. You go to jail for fraud. That's what they look under. And some people look at that, oh no, it's just screen paint. It has no difference if it's screen paint. If it's down to a jelly bean, you can still get in trouble for this. If you're selling jelly beans, like saying, hey, these jelly beans taste like so-and-so and so, and they don't taste like so-and-so and so, you can still get hit with consumer fraud. It's still consumer fraud. You have to tell the truth. So all that stuff you guys have been saying about it reads contrast and all that, so people we got to take to court, especially gray screens. We literally got to take to court for the fact that they lied in the specification sheet because they said that a black screen was reading contrast and it wasn't. I'm sorry, gray screen was reading contrast and it wasn't. Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble for that. Anybody, you open lawsuit right now. All you people right now that are on selling these, you're open lawsuits right now. I can make a bundle off you guys right now, and I plan to make a bundle. I'm gonna make money off your companies. I'm gonna sue you because you can't back this stuff up. We know you can't back this stuff up. You know you can't back this stuff up. And why are you still selling it? So if we sit there, here's the thing, here's the kicker, my attorney tells me today. If you go file a lawsuit against something, you say, hey, we're going to get them for fraud, right? Because they're saying things you're not saying are not true. You have to send them an email. Let them know what, that's why we sent Rogers the emails. We documented, send them emails out to him to ask them what gain range was. If they don't reply back and you show proof that you did acknowledge, and so you just go and just grab somebody and take them to court and sue them, you get in trouble for that because they can say, well, they never told me this was going to happen. I never got it. Well, I didn't even know he even existed. I knew nothing about black screens. They can get you on that loan. But if you let them know that you are an existing company, hey, we make a black screen, we fill your specification sheet, it's not telling the truth, you don't have black technology, we need you to change this, please. You don't change this, and you are acknowledging by this company that tells you that they make this technology and that they bought your product and then show testing, you know you can't pull a contrast level. You know it. So if you are acknowledged, you know this, then that means the next stage is they can warn you and say, look, if you don't remove this, we have to take you to court because you can't make this statement. You ignore again, then lawsuit comes after that. And there's no way to get around that because he already sent you out 2 statements, which means you're fully acknowledged about the actions that are about to happen to you. That's what a cease and desist order does, or desist order, what you want to call it in the day. That document that comes to you lets them know, judge, that you are fully knowledgeable about the actions that are about to happen to you, and you are willing to take these actions upon yourself. Clearly states it right there in the document. It warns you to remove something, you don't remove it. It tells you the consequences if you don't remove it. And if you basically ignore this, which means you were fully aware of your actions, you're responsible for anything that happens to you. That's what happens. Anybody know a bit about law? I got a bunch of lawyers I hang around with all day long, and I talk to them and tell me all kinds of stuff. These guys have passed the bar. Unlike people on YouTube, I know you have not passed the bar. I learn from these guys, so I sit there and chill with them. So I ask them certain questions, and they're nice enough to tell me this stuff. But yeah, you write anything in your specification sheet that's not 100% legit, and you can't back this up, you run the risk of being sued and going to jail. So that stuff that Rogers has sitting in his account right now, those are automatic lawsuits. You can't back that up. Anybody decides to challenge your company, challenge your company. Why do you think we do all that testing? You think I'm stupid at the end of the day? You think I'm going to sit there and make a product and not have a proper testing underneath of it? Are you crazy? All my stuff is tested. We challenge the people to take us to court. That shows at the end of the day. But yeah, if you have not tested, you can't have that in there. So yeah, making all these false statements saying that two quarts of your product painted toward 3, that's an automatic lawsuit right there from the door. So then your product has the other paints have a yellowish tone, they could file a lawsuit against you because you basically slandered their product. What do you mean our paint's come with a yellowish tone to it? If they got a paint and they're painted on a wall, and you're telling people it has a yellowish tone to the other paint, they could file a lawsuit against you because now you commit defamation against their product. Fernando, which I got you in a video claiming that the Network Race 773 had a yellowish tone when you painted it down on white levels. Which they can get you on that because they can sit there and say, well, that product was never meant to be a screen paint. We just said your stuff matched it. We never said it was a screen paint. It just matches your stuff. And there was no yellowish tone there. We tested it. Matter of fact, it's lighter than your paint. And it's still picked up. It matched perfectly with the contrast and everything. So it couldn't have a yellowish tone. It was lighter than yours. You can tell when he painted it down, it was lighter than yours. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But still, again, yeah, you guys are open lawsuits. Easy open lawsuits. And I'm going to show you how easy you are to get sued. Because again, the coming months, well, these not going to be around. But the coming months, there are companies that were challenging in court. And you can't back your stuff up. We know you can't back it up. I know I tested your stuff. You don't have that capability. Any gunmetal technology, any one of those companies can be sued. they don't actually have a black screen. They can't say they're pulling black levels. Can't say that. You have to go in and figure out what shade of contrast you're reading from the projector, because you're not reading black. So when they ask about contrast, we're going to break it down on what type of contrast are you reading. This is not black. So this is a fantastic opportunity for our company to challenge other companies, also to put ourselves on the map and get a little publicity out of it all. This is why you think I go through all that testing. This is why that screen over there, as amazing as it looks, you can't buy it. You can't go anywhere near that screen. We had the gamers when we were testing. We should have shown them up. We can't sell you that. That thing has to be tested. I have to know 100% what that thing does. And y'all don't even know y'all stuff. So it'd be easy to file against you guys all day long. Any gray screen, all those companies, we could sue every single one of you to take you down. And on top of that, consider the fact that, say if you say you did, the only thing that would save you on the fact that you sold the stuff already is the fact that you didn't know that a black screen existed. That's understandable that a black screen didn't exist. But if we contact you and told you we do exist, and we ever show you evidence of existence of us, especially evidence if we have your product showing side by side where you don't read this black level and you don't apply, then we can come get you. And that's why I said that I would send you an email, have a nice little conversation, and ask you questions. Now, if a black screen, you got a bigger problem on your hands, because you're required to have a ton of testing. Even AI knows us. AI knows our black technology higher than diamond, because we've been here longer. So we're more embedded with basically with AI. Only we come up under that. The other screens are underneath us. They don't have a black screen. Anyway, it is what it is, people. Can't lie. Gotta tell the truth. And the only people get angry about this when I say that there's no customer gets upset. What customer in his right mind was like, oh, I'm so upset with Mr. Bird because he's out in these companies at the end of the day. He's taking them to court because he's trying not to get me ripped off. No customer is saying that they don't want to get ripped off. It's you companies that are upset and angry with me. But we don't care. You got to say what you got to tell the truth. That'd be like me going out there and saying one of these black screens pull 100% white level. That's a lie. That's not going to happen. Any screen that's not white is not going to pull 100% white level. It's going to drop. It's called a sacrifice field. So how in the world, that would be lying to my consumer if I tell you. It literally says on their website that white levels will drop a little bit due to the screen is darker, but nothing that would alter and change or basically make your screen unwatchable. That's why we have black versus black demonstrations in different fabrics to show that the screens are not going to match any of those, but this is where our white levels lay at, where you guys don't have that. In your category, you're supposed to have gray versus gray. What's the difference between your gray paint and something I can slide off a shelf? That's what I'm going to ask you in court. What's the difference? I don't want to hear no sign to the the trapezoid and whatever, and the lining of the moon and whatever. I don't want to hear that crap. I want to see it. I want to see what is the difference. To lay your paint right next to some gray paint. How close do you come to matching this stuff? Because if you're very close, what's the point of me buying your stuff? I can go buy that and sit. I'll save money. If you're saying there's something so special about your product, what is special about it? What's the difference between your product? That's the problem you're going to face when you sit in that courtroom. I asked the same thing to smarter surfaces. I literally sat and asked them. I said, hey, did you do any black versus black tests? And he replied back, because he didn't do them. So how much of that stuff will match black paint, black fabric, films, all that stuff? There you go. Oh, by the way, and for you people doing gray versus gray, it's not just paint. You got to do fabric too. And films, those great films that they make, you got to do all that stuff, man. My cat blanket can match most of y'all stuff. That's a big concern. So, yeah. Consumer has a right to not be ripped off. You know, it's funny how I say it over and over again. A consumer has a right to not be ripped off. If any one of these guys got ripped off, they'd be screaming and yelling at the top of their lungs. Yes, consumers have a right to not be ripped off, but yet you're ripping people off. And they get upset when they requested to test their products. They don't want to test them. But I bet you if they bought something that wasn't tested, they'd be the first one screaming at the top of the lungs, why wasn't it tested? It should have been tested. Yeah. You don't think about that, do you? You don't test your own stuff. And again, I can't tell you, I love to watch these demonstrations on how screens are tested. It's a joke. It is an absolute joke. I watched the testing of a screen. That's it. That's your test. No wonder your stuff has a high failure rate. That's why. Your stuff has a really high failure rate. That's it. That's how y'all test your stuff. You test your ambient rejection technology in an ambient controlled environment. That is pathetic. And then the screen's all washed out and discolored. And they're sitting there talking about, oh, look, the image looks fantastic. Look at that outstanding. I'm like, oh my goodness. You guys are going to be easy to crush. When it comes time for that technology, even the stuff, the gamer we have right now, we can wipe your stuff out now today. Y'all have nothing for us. This is how you're testing your stuff? This is going to be a cakewalk for us. That's it. Ambient light control environment versus 24,000 in outside demonstrations of projectors that are way below you. This is going to be a cakewalk for us. I've already made inquiries about goose string. I've got about 10 of those samples coming through. Paint on screens. Did yours already, but just want to do it again. Might as well, right? So while we're working on, the gamers are already done, but I don't want to have some fun. So while I'm working on the new technology, I'll be wiping out everybody else's technology with the gamer technology. There's one person in particular mine I'm interested in. You know, just, I got your stuff under the table. I can make your stuff myself. You can't show me the difference between that product and household paints, a massive difference. I can make your stuff. I can get bare 1050 and make your stuff. Anything and make your same stuff. You don't show nothing. You don't have anything. But as for the other guy who mentioned us, he didn't mention us. He said other expensive products, challenge accepted. So I'll be coming to get your stuff today. Next time, be careful about what you mention on camera. As I told you, we like challenge. We do. We like challenge. I love challenge. I wish one of these certified companies, any one of them, would mention our name while our product's not. Please do. Please do. See, gentlemen, see the confidence that we have in our technology? This is what you need to be to survive in this field. You have to be able to know your stuff. Any one of these companies, I don't care who they are, big companies, I don't care, small companies, any one of them makes a statement that says that they can take our technology, that's a challenge. We automatically jump to it just like that. We don't run and give money back. You do. We come towards you. We have a reputation now. People are afraid of us so badly. And then people see this. They all saw what happened. It's not just from YouTube. I've seen it on Foresight. People ring up and say, yeah, this guy right here, they gave him back his money. One guy cried on the receipts. All that stuff is posted. People remove states. Can you imagine that? Somebody's scared of your product so much, they're scared of you. Anyone that mentions your name, they cancel their state. That's a reputation that we have, or our technology being that good. And people are willing to go to jail, get locked up for the rest of their lives, get sued beyond belief, because they're so angry that they can't even make a product correctly to compete with us. They stoop to breaking the law. I told you I'm going to use that to a vantage point. That's our reputation. Now, why do you think I got investors? Any one of these companies, I dare you mention our name. You said your product's better than mine, and watch me wipe your entire product list clean. See, you can't make that statement. We can. You can't take on Diamond. You can't take on Elite Screens, Daylight Screens, DMP Supernova, Firehawk. You can't take on them. Those screens will wipe the floor with you. But we, on the other hand, are a different category class. They can't mention my name. Because you know why? They don't want to go outside with that technology. Flagship against flagship, that's our flagship over there. That flagship can run outside at 120,000 lux of sunlight at 50 to 300. It can put a burning fireplace in the middle of a park. They don't want to touch it. You have that type of power when it comes to your technology. You don't. And that's a 15% screen. Nobody near done. can't even handle the stuff we have now. So they don't mention my name. Not one of them would ever speak my name. Because there'll be a challenge for us. We'll come after you. They know it. And they've seen me test their screens. I tested the Dark Star 9 on so many levels. As a matter of fact, I went through the Dark Star 9 in the Ultra Short Throw version. I've had the Cinema Grade 5D, I had a Cinema Grade 3D. I've had the other white screen they had. It had a 0.9 gain on it. We did that one too. Did their acoustic screens, just about all their screens. The CRT, their ambient light projection screens, did all of those, and every single one of them. FireHawk G4, FireHawk G5, and DMP Supernova, Infinity, and Blade. Daylight screens, the highest screen they got is their Parallax. I beat that screen 7 years back, did it again. Diamond, I've been through Diamond stuff already. I've been through the Idlis, I've been through the 1.4, but they had was the original Black Diamond. We had Black Diamond 16 years ago. Even contacted us and told me we had potential. Where's your track record at the end of the day? I beat every screen on the market. I even went over to Ireland and got a screen over there called Smarter Service and beat your screen in the garage, which I got to go back and get again. And then we came up here and we wiped your products out so badly that you literally cried on receipts. You broke the law on every level you could possibly think of because that's the only way you thought you could deal with our company, which ended up costing you more. It cost you your time, it cost you money. And we're still here. So that's a track record my company has now. And if it comes against us, we can take it out easy. In 20 minutes, I could wipe your entire company. It took 20 minutes to make that technology. So imagine, 20 minutes. And the time it takes you to watch this video, in 20 minutes, we can develop a technology that's ultra short throw compatible, fully weatherproof, can absorb sunlight, front and rear technology, has hologram capabilities, projector mapping capabilities. Our screen paints can be painted to the ceiling. The ceiling while the lights are on, and I can watch the galaxy. I can turn my floor into fish, liquid, whatever the freak I want. I can build massive screens of 250 inches and use projectors that cost me around $270. Now I got a track record for projectors under $200. I can wipe out just for anybody we want. That's our track record. Y'all track record? Matching house paint, stealing Google images to make your products look good, using high-powered projectors, calibrated machines, lying to your customers, matching house paint. Do I need to go on? The other high-end professional gray screens, pathetic. I watched those demonstrations. Got a gray screen with an ambient light projection technology. Half the video is done in the dark. They can't turn the lights on because the screen washes out. We had a system on a projector that cost $3,000 to $4,000. Pathetic. What about the outdoor screens? The outdoor home cinema. Every freaking screen out there is white. We could crush that entire area with no problem whatsoever. They're white screens. You know what technology does to a white screen? It's not even recognizable. I can just take a little bit of that paint and just bloop on your screen and your screen works no more. I can show you all the flaws in your screen by one little smear across your screen. That's what splatters do. Splatters shows that one thing, it shows about the technology that the customer doesn't have to go through any form of crazy instructions to apply it. Just one little touch on your screen and your screen doesn't exist anymore. That's what I did to this paint. I just took a little bit of paint and just whoop, 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 and the screen doesn't even exist. There you go, just like that. That's how concentrated that technology is. But that's the way it is. And then they get mad at me and you got upset. Now the professional companies don't bother with it. They know we're coming. It's embraced when we get there. But you guys at the end of the day that are not professionals in the field, even some people that are not on that level, they don't act that way because they're very professional. I give them that credit. They're very professional. It's you scammers. You're the ones who basically get upset and get angry and do stuff that commit crimes that end up in the court system. It's you guys who do that stuff. And there's only 2 people who did it. The rest of them, Goose Ring didn't do it. Box didn't do it. Paint on Screens didn't do it. Paint, what do you call it? Paint HD, I think it's Pro HD. He didn't do it. None of those people did it on eBay. Only 2 people did it. That was Rogers and Jamie. You're the only 2 people who did those crimes. And then you incorporate, well, you had other people to help you with other crimes, but you're the only 2 people who were selling screen paints. How did that work out for you? Now, the other one, we can't challenge this company because he won't be here. But Rogers, we are going to challenge your company because that gain range, I'm never letting that go. You are definitely going to court for that. We got to hear this, man. I got to get you in a courtroom. I want to explain this to a judge, me, and a bunch of lawyers what the gain range is, because we've been asking him. He can't tell us. Excuse me. When McAfee did your demonstration, nothing. He didn't talk about it. When Jamie did your demonstration, but you tried to put it on a narrow view so we couldn't see anything in the environment to match the screen, but not realizing that the bottom handle was black and yeah, there you go. Anyway, he didn't say anything about it. The customer over in England, who for some reason was sitting in a dark environment with a black screen, is supposed to have a 0.8 gain on it, or a 0.85. What are you doing in a dark screen with a gain that high? We asked him a couple of questions. He blocked us. So you basically ran a scam. Your screen doesn't have a gain capability like that. So that means that, see you in court. And since the website is there, we just documented again. My buddy went back there and recorded his site, showing that the site is still active, that the site is still there. You went through your domain name process application through Squarespace to see that you're still paying on the account, which shows at the end of the day that you had that page up open to go off or scam them on that gain range nonsense. So you never removed it, and we told you it was there, and you didn't remove it. So guess what? You're eligible for that court case. Still there, trying to rip people off of some gain range. Oh, I want to hear this so badly. And I tried to reach out to him. He would not respond back to me. What is it? How do we do this? We click on it. It doesn't lead to anything. So, I mean, he can forget it. He probably think I'm just going to let him talk about it, and you can't do nothing about it. Oh, yeah, I can. I got people already looking into your site already. Your IP address, all that. You're digging everything up on it. Why? We're going to take it to court. I'm accusing you of committing fraudulent acts and deceiving the consumers. That your site is a ripoff and a scam. That the gain range that you claim is a real actual thing is non-existing. And that is fraud. So good luck with that one. Anyway, I got a busy day. Yeah. I got to report your website today. Because I'm an agency. Gotta go pick up a vacuum cleaner. Vacuum cleaner! Let me get in the process on that. Yep. One video uploaded already because I got to send that video out. Yeah, those videos are going out. That one video with the old, that's going out to about 13, 14 people. I'll send it over to them so they can get ready to start setting up for the screens. Mind you, you said 13, 14 people. These people are heavy hitters. Which means they have friends and they're heavy hitters. And they have friends and they're heavy hitters. And they have friends and they're heavy hitters. So yeah, we put up that screen in their backyard and they got white screens back there. You have any of that technology looks like in real life? It's amazing. Yeah. On top of that, you know, expensive projectors and all that. Yeah, I'm going to run through the freaking outdoor screen community in no time at all. A lot of people's got people, they know people in restaurants, business, and stuff like that. Oh yeah, we have a lot of all this technology. Anyway, with that being said, that whatnot and all, I got to get back to work. I got to order. I got to get out the doors. I got some things I got to take care of. Robot Man is already ready. I got to wait for his brushes. His brushes should be here today. There should be today. And his detail brush. I'm gonna use paint job today. I didn't got a name for you, guy. I have no name for you. What am I gonna call you? I gotta think of a name for you. What is your name gonna be? What are we gonna call you? Gotta figure out a name to call you. We'll figure out. I didn't realize that when I put those, they're like boots. Like you got boots on. I don't think like boots on. We'll figure a name with it for you. And I gotta get you. I think I'm gonna give you the same backstory that I gave the other robot. The tire war machine. Decided it crash landed on this nuclear jungle planet and decided not to send out a beacon for help. He retired. Or I can make him explore like down on a giant. I think the War Machine's better. I like the War Machine. Retired War Machine. So I'm going to have to put some military numbers on you and stuff like that. So you're a retired machine. It's not about destroying anymore. He's retired. Crash landed on this beautiful planet, surrounded by enchanted butterflies and giant bullfrogs and these beautiful and lovely flowers. And he just decided to just give up and just relax. So they don't even know where he's at. He's just sitting there relaxing. He's on a life. I'm putting on a life support system, so he's charging. He's just charging. He's just sleeping. And I think I might put some little robots around him, little tiny ones. So then they got that whole mechanism system. They have robots that come out and repair them at the end of the day. He's going to sit there covered in the bush. So you'll see him in there in the computer. In the background somewhere, covered up. You see parts of his pieces pushing through the overgrown vine, glow-in-the-dark vines and stuff. Then we got these giant enchanted butterflies you're about to do, which are much bigger than him because of radiation. He can't be affected by the radiation machine. But he does have feelings. Yes, he does. I love it. I love these new builds we're going to be doing. Finally, I get the build to the back of my PC. It's been dreaming for the longest time, the build to the back of the PC. That's interesting. I've been looking at the same parts forever. Like, what do we do with this? What would we do with this? And, you know, that fast. That's why I said God is all knowledge. Because you can look at something, 4 pieces of wood sitting in front of you. You can look at it, and you wouldn't know what to do with it. But God will bless you with that knowledge, and you will build something that is absolutely amazing. You will build something absolutely amazing because of Him. Because He shows you how to take those 4 pieces and build something incredible. Yep. When you realize that all knowledge comes from God, you'd be surprised what kind of doors that open up. Like being able to build your own PCs and servers and all that stuff, modify graphic cards and all that stuff, all that cool stuff, and just turn scraps into machines. Alright, let's see. I'm going from there, the screen up here, got the gaming screen up there. I don't want to design a new screen. No, I'll do that. I'm going to do a new screen. I'm building it for myself. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be selling that one. Let me for myself. Alright, people. I gotta go pick them up. I gotta dig. No, I forgot. They don't open until 9 o'clock. So I got these things. I gotta go on the dark done. Get these painted. Saturday, I go pick up my hardware. Saturday, my screen frame should be built. That'll be done. And screen frame should be built. And surface won't be here until, rest equipment won't be here until Tuesday. So that gives me enough time to get this all finished up. Saturday I gotta be able to take care of this, and then we got to vacuum out the entire floor to get ready for the new screen floor for the screen. He can't jack it up. That's what I thought about the canvas surface, because the yoga mats are made of that kind of foam. He will mess that up in a heartbeat. But the fabric he can't damage. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the whole fabric on it. So from here to here, corner to corner, set up the ultra short projector, blow out the whole floor, and turn the whole entire floor into liquid. And then we're going to take the panels over there that we're using, and we're going to panel out the entire desk. It's already got the cooling on top of it. We're going to projection screens on top of that. Trying out the whole desk. I got the little chase light system. It's going to start from the sides, connect to the desk in and out. And hook it up. When we had the bookcase there, I'm going to build me a bookcase with a built-in fish tank, all virtual. Use a Kinley projector with a mirror for an ultra short display, and get it done. That's what we do. I love my life. I get to do cool stuff all day long. It's funny because when I wake up in the morning, when I come up with my micro naps in, I get up and I come and I go, oh my goodness, what are we going to build today? Today we're going to build a virtual fish tank. We're going to butterflies go in the dark. Look at that. A couple of days ago, we made this man right here. We built this amazing freaking ecosystem, PC system behind us. We're about to make a frozen, different type of ice boy. And then next week, when we're working on the ultimate steampunk machine at the end of the day, where all our fans are going to be customization. That means you can buy everyday cheap black fans and turn them into fans that may cost thousands of dollars. Ooh la la. Absolutely awesome. Can you imagine living a life like that? The next thing you can go outside. Right now I can be right here with a projection screen. Bam, be outside. I wish I'm gonna do some more demonstration. I like that. I like to be at 1 minute and bam, be outside. So I'm gonna put down called Match 'em Better Challenge. You're gonna sit here, watch one movie here, and then go outside and watch the movie there. Watch it over here, watch it over there. Bum, 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 bum. I'm gonna tell you something, naysayer. This is something you're gonna hear. Someone's gonna come to your door and they're gonna ask your name. You're gonna say who it is, or say you're under arrest. It's coming. Now, what's good? It's 8:17. I'm gonna finish this out. Make 2 phone calls today that are gonna be life changing for a few people, and get what I gotta get done. I love you. Some of the biggest mistake of your life. You can't contact anybody. Using the post office to send threats. That's a big mistake you made. I told you I had a friend of mine who's a psychiatrist. And I learned a lot of stuff from this person. But one thing I learned about is human behavior. And human behavior, some people want to be secret but still want to be known at the same time. Like, this is how a lot of people get caught. Because they want to be secret. They want to be knowing that they committed this crime, but they want people to know they committed the crime. Now, you have people go out and do heinous crimes, but yet they'll leave notes and stuff behind for the police. Like, they want to entertain it, but they want them to know. They want credibility for their work. And that's how they get caught, wanting credibility for their work. Where whatchamacallit comes in, and he tried to get a few people to write these letters for him. I've seen other people write letters for him. We know his handwriting already. But he'll always mark the letter. If he doesn't put his full name in, he'll mark the letter as the third. Where do you know the third is? Because that initial you put up called the third pops up on multiple accounts. It pops up on multiple messages and letters and emails we got from you. So they can take that one little scribble that you put in and they'll match it to other stuff to show that you have activity with other accounts that we had problems with you. But you always put that third up there. And the reason why you put that third up there because you don't want to know it's coming from you, but yet you want to know it's coming from you, if you know what I mean. Which means we got you. So you kind of told on yourself. But it doesn't make a difference if you put in that little third. Because that's what people do to begin with. People put very little information about themselves, but yet they always leave something there, some telltale secret there that tells them about themselves, if you know what I mean. You, on the other hand, William, put all your information in. Your address, where you're at, because you figured that the building you were in, there was no way in the world someone was going to locate your apartment because of the building. Problem you have is we were able to locate your apartment because we were able to talk to the managers in the unit. Now, they can't give us that information, but knowing where that building is at, we were able to figure out where you were at. It wasn't hard to do. But you figure that no one was going to figure out, maybe you're in another state. It'd be hard to prosecute you because we would have to come here. Not knowing that Mr. Bird has a rare lung disease that sits in his chest, and because he's been seen by some of the top doctors over here in Philadelphia, I'm permitted not to be on planes. Which is interesting because I had no idea that was possible. I thought I could get on the planes. I talked about travel. My buddy was like, no, you're not traveling anywhere. Where the freak you think you're going? I said, but I want to get on a plane. He said, no, you can't get on the plane. Your lung disease won't allow you to do it. So I can't get on the plane. But because of that, that means that any theory that someone thought at the end of the day that we can't get to you due to the fact that I have to fly there, not so. You would have to come here or go by cyber judge. Now, if it's by cyber judge, right, it goes that way. If you're found guilty at this, that means basically that you will be told to stay where you're at so they can come down and basically pick you up for it to be arrested and processed. There's no way out of this, to tell you the truth. No way out of this. So if you thought the state would help you out because you're in another state, we can't. Yes, we can. We actually can. And the lung disease I have makes it possible for me now to bring you here. Now, that's why I'm talking to the DA right now about this. Now, another problem, you thought the other day that no one was going to figure out who you were and where you was at. I'm pretty sure the devil told you that one, right? But we do know where you're at. Because the devil got Jamie to make an LLC and commit perjury on it, which now we know his full address, we know where he's at, the whole 9 yards. And it's only a matter of time before we can figure out where the landlord at or where the family's at and who owns that property. We got to figure out whose name is on the building because we have to file the lawsuit. So we know where you're at now. We know where you lay your head at the end of the day. Same thing like Solid Wake 5. Every time Solid Wake 5 came on YouTube, his name was Solid Wake 5. No one knew what his real name was. And so Wake made a mistake of crashing into my site, going over to my Facebook page and trying to make trouble for me, and he left his entire Facebook page open. So at the end of the day, so let me explain something to you, gentlemen, so you can understand the demon that you follow. The demon that you follow will tell you to do the dumb stuff you do, but he'll make sure you do it by leaving open doors to get you in more trouble. Because his job is not to basically give you victory. His job is not to make sure you go in and you do something stupid and you're protected. His job is to make you do something stupid and get caught. So he can get you in more trouble on top of the trouble he already got you in. So we got you to go over there and do what you did and leave your entire account open. Because he knew from the door that the minute your account hit here and we saw it, we were going to have your real name. We were going to have exactly where your location is at. He knew this. And because of this, now we do know your name, Daniel McAfee. We know your full name. And I know you're an Irish guy because I know I have a couple friends, so David O'Neill and same name he has. I had a friend of mine who's Irish. He's Irish. But anyway, we got all that. And then find out you're in Flushington, Ohio. Population 800. You know how easy it is to attract 800 people? One person in a crowd of 800? Very easy to do. So they were able to get your location quick. Now, with that being said, having your location, we can prosecute you now. We know where your house is at. We can go in now and figure out exactly if it's owned by the bank, if it's owned by you, how much money you're paying for mortgage payments, what is the property worth if we go to sell it. We can find all that information out now. All that's there. Where you work at. You know why it's important you know where you work at? Garnish your paycheck. So I got to take money. If you're not, you don't go to jail, then we garnish your paycheck. That means you got to pay me some money. Who pays you? Who's the bankroll on your money? Where you get your money from? So we have to sue you. So we sue you with the note you're working. You get a check or what kind of money you're getting. If you're getting your income tax, we can take all that from you as a part of the lawsuit. But the devil made it possible. God made it possible for us to find you, but the devil messed you up because he's the one that told you to attack the account. Now, mind you, if you never went in to hit my account, we probably wouldn't have figured out who you were right away. Now, eventually through an investigator, he would have figured out who you was, but it would have cost us money. You saved me $3,000. By going in and hitting my account, I figured out who you were. You saved me $3,000. So that's pretty much it. See? That's what y'all don't get. That's the thing about the naysayers. They don't understand and don't see. The very demon that tells you to do stuff is setting you up for bigger stuff. And as he's setting you up for bigger stuff, he's making plans for other plans for you. Worse plans. You have no idea what you're dealing with. And yet you feel at the end of the day, these little shenanigans and stuff you do in the name are going to do something to me. They don't do anything to me. You're damaging yourself. That's like watching somebody get punching themselves in the face. That's what I see when I see you guys. Like, wow, you keep it up. You're going to be drawing blood pretty soon. You keep punching yourself in the face. It doesn't affect me. It affects you. So that letter you sent over, does that affect me? No. You didn't even file a report. I called in for all that. You think I was too afraid I was going to call? I'm going to call in. Jamie learned that at the end of the day. What's it? Jamie learned that nonsense from me. And who was it? Rogers. You don't do something. I'll challenge you. You know, Roger went in his backyard talking about cancel order. Oh, you want cancel orders? I'll give you cancel orders. I got that man to give you back $700 of my money. Jamie ran his mouth and sent me an email. So buy whatever you want. Embarrassed him so bad. $1,900 of return money and another $300 on my eBay account. You don't play with us like that. You send me something like that, I'll call that agency up. I'll tell them exactly who I am. Found out you never contacted them. So now we got a letter of you transferring a threat to the United States Postal Service, making statements that you didn't even do to begin with. Including all the other mail we have over here of you violating the United States Postal Service. So what do you think that's going to work out for you? So that person I talked to, they asked you your name, your first name, your last name, where you lived at, what state, and your zip code. Now they got your information now.
So the difference between me and you is that you sent those letters over here harassing this building. You harassed a company. That's why you're in this trouble. Not an address or resident, and a company. So because of this, they take this very seriously. Your intentions of what you were trying to do turned around and backfired on you. So now your name and information is in their system right now. All I got to do now is just call in, reach out to somebody, get an email, and send over your handiwork. Or mail over your handiwork. And as of tomorrow, the package I told you about, 2 of the packages are going over to the, one package is going over to the funeral home. And they're going to be contacted from the post office because I explained to the post office that you went over and you sent half-naked pictures to the post office. This guy got a nerve to send somebody about the post office and stuff he did. But anyway, they're going to get your package. Mind you, they're going to get you there. That building, that funeral home, isn't that far from his apartment, isn't that? Like a couple blocks away. That man sees that postcard. We talked to him already. We didn't see the postcard yet. We sent them the email of it. When he sees that postcard and he has that in hand with his address attached to it, you know what he's going to do. He's going to come over to your building because you're not that far from him. He's going to walk up to you. He's going to call the police first and come to your building. So you'll be arrested there first. And then when our charges come up, you'll be brought here to Allentown, Pennsylvania. That magistrate building I pointed to, that's where you'll be at. But they won't be done with you yet, because remember, you used 2 other addresses over in Philadelphia, two bodegas. You use their places too, on 2 to commit crimes. So then in Philadelphia, their DA over there you got to bring you over there for charges. So you're going to be coming in and out of that system with a jumpsuit on because you're in one prison and be taken out to go to another one, not to another prison, but to court. And post office fraud charges carry 20 years. That's a call making a day. The call making a day basically allows me to submit the information and evidence we have on you to back up the phone call that we put in yesterday. And the letter that's going out for this is going out. See this letter right here? I got 5 of these going out right now. Just like this. This is going to the higher ups in your building, the ones over your management. The management has to get one because they have to see what you were doing at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure you lied to them. We're going to send one to them. They have a person go to court. So yes, I did send them a packet to them about everything that was going on. So I have to make copies right now of everything. And I'm going to send them a copy for them, for your management, the head office. I'm going to send one to the people who own that unit, the higher ups that are over them. They're going to get one. Your social worker is going to get one. Your caseworker is going to receive one. And we're going to be sending one over to the funeral home. So they have theirs too also. So I told you, in that package has basically where you claim to be a priest, a minister, your PayPal accounts, Cash App accounts, Facebook page you try to delete. We have a copy of it. All that's going to be in there. Your face claiming to be this minister. Also to a flash drive of you contacting on a voice recording, your voice, carrying on and acting out. We have that too also. Your recording, emails, phone numbers, text messages, all that, the whole 9 yards. And your address, exactly where you're at, located at. That'll be sent out to all the branches that you use their address without permission, with evidence showing postcards and mail that has their address attached to it. That's what's about to happen to you this month. Well, can't sit there and get mad and blame people at the end of the day and say, hey, you know what, you did it, man, you did it yourself. And look at this, man. Look how much stuff we got. The judge is going to take to the post office, is going to witness all this. This is all him. This is going to be for the post office. The post office, the courts up here, Baltimore police, this is all you. You can get 20 years for one of these. Look at that. That's how much mail he sent here. You think we threw it away? No, we kept all of it. We kept all of it because we're going to use it against you to lock you up forever. You're never, ever getting out. Ever. Look at that. That's all from him. And Jamie, keep in mind, you guys know each other. So we have basically show that you guys know each other at the end of the day, which means you won't be here anyway, because we have files on Jamie thicker than this. And all types of evidence on him. And you're done. Look at that. All that time wasted. Look at all the time wasted in this. Look at that. All that time wasted. You didn't do nothing with your life. Well, I can tell you one thing. The remaining of whatever time you have left on this planet will not be spent freedom. You'll be spending that time behind bars. Fernando, this is updated today. Now with counterfeiting, this is you. This is the address we give out to everybody. It shows from your address from a state of California. Officer Secretary right there. All your information's on there. That goes out to every agency we have contact with. Letting them know that you do not have paperwork and you've been committing crimes in the United States. Now you got counterfeiting added to the list. You guys y'all don't get it. It's self-destructing, man. Police file case. No, I told you got police file instant reports on you. Yeah, these all get sent over. Mr. Williams, this is, we got copies of this going to your case worker, your caseworker and social worker, people in the building showing you committed crimes in the building. It's against your release, which means you'll be terminated out of the unit. As I said before, let the police know where you're going to be at once you're removed out of the unit. If you don't, that means you get a warrant for your arrest, because you're going to have to be a summons to court. And if you get a warrant for your arrest, you know what it comes looking for you, right? Isn't that you? That's you, right? Yeah. I don't understand the part why you go in and you put down this is addresses you were using without permission. We were able to track all these people down. This is where you were stalking us in the garage. All these are sealed. Get your fingerprints on the inside. My judge is going to see all this. This is when you're sending this email. We ping this back to your Xfinity account in your building. If you send you threats, you were sending me to my business email. This is my business email, which means you're reaching out to my company, harassing my company. All that for pain, because you guys are jealous. So, you use the United States Postal Service to commit all these crimes, right? This is all United States Postal Service, right? All this was mailed to the United States Postal Service, which they have a track record of all the mail you put out. They just didn't know where the mail was. They knew where the mail was going to, but they didn't know the purpose of the mail. Now they know the purpose of it. Oh, and let's not forget your half-naked picture that you sent out on the United States Postal Service, sending pornography out. This is considered pornography that you sent out using someone else's address without permission. Oh, I got to reach out to them today too. I got to contact them. Forgot about that. So, you, me, and the judge are going to get a chance to look over all of this. What do you think the judge is going to say? I got a contact, or we got the federal inspection for United States Postal Service. What do you think they're going to say? Especially when you got images like this. This is against the law what you just did here. Anytime you send anything involves anything, posted pornography, softcore, whatever it may be, it has to be covered up. It's a law. Because that thing could land somewhere and some kid could pick it up and they could see it. Unfortunately, the letter that he sent out like this, I have a niece, she's 26 years old, but she has autism. It's the mind of a child. And she saw this. And they're going to testify against you in court on that. That you went out and you basically sent these weird letters. And mind you, people from the post office saw it. A lot of people saw that. You didn't cover it up, you sent it out like that. And you used someone else's address to commit that crime. which means you could have destroyed their business at the end of the day. Anyone would have saw that, they could have filed charges against that individual, and that, but the post office, anyone there could have filed charges. Thank God that man didn't get hit with any of that. And you're supposed to be a minister? You said you're a preacher? You're supposed to be helping people find God? Does that look like a person at the end of the day supposed to be a minister and supposed to help people find God? Taking pictures of himself half naked? You need to lose weight. Trust me, you definitely need to lose some weight. You're going to have a heart attack, man. That's definitely heart attack city. Look at the front of that. My goodness. How did you get that big? Never forget it. Look at the back of it. Oh my goodness. I don't even look at that thing. Look, you can see that there's an Eggman. You're literally an Eggman. I hate to say it, but yeah, you're an Eggman. Well, you're going to need to shape up, because in the place where you're going at the end of the day, buddy, you better do something. Weirdo. Oh, by the way, that picture is also scanned in Allentown's Police Department with an incident report attached to it, so that all we have to do is just give out the incident report, and they can pull up his what we had to file against him with the picture intact. Yep. So I can't wait for a judge to see all this, and I can't wait to send this out to the post office. So the place that you called, you claimed you called at the end of the day, that for federal post office inspection, we reached out to them yesterday. I explained you guys are harassing our business in our office over here. You've been sending out weird mail to our office, and they requested your name and address and all your information, which we gave to them. Now today I'm going to do a follow-up, and I'm going to basically talk to an inspector down there so we can actually start sending them out emails with all your stuff and anything they need in the day, so they continue to start their investigation. Also too, for Fernando, you're also involved in this also too, so let them know you're over in California. I gave them your information in your apartment on where you were located at. Also too, gave them your control number, letting them know that you are undocumented. So I'll be letting them know. So they'll be in contact with you. What are you doing? Are you going inside that little box? How did you get in the little box? Ugh, you finally did it. Got in the little box. How'd you get in the little box? How'd you do it? How'd you get in the little box? You got in the little box. You remind you. We got stuff. We got to put this. What we got to do there? I got to go put up the electrical phone and finish that. Get that done. You got the new screen coming in. Woo! I'm going to use the panel for the table. Is that done? That's pretty cool looking. What do you think? Oh, he disappeared. He disappeared. He disappeared. Did you disappear? Where'd you go? Did you disappear? He disappeared. All right, no, I gotta get to work, gentlemen. I want you to know all this, and the reason why I tell you this, because when agencies come to your front door, I want you to remember what I said to you on camera. When I told you about the things that are going to happen to you, I want you to remember it. That's why I tell you this. All I got to do, gentlemen, is make that call today, and it's it. All we got to do, the foundation was already laid. I gave you all your information. From the federal inspectors over at the United States Postal Service know exactly where you're pinpointing where you're at now. All we got to do is send that evidence over, and that's all that's needed. As for you, Fernando, that could trigger it, or the fact that I got to go to City Hall today and file a case against you, that'll definitely trigger it. Because we have to tell them. Give them the docket number and tell them that you don't have the paperwork to be here. When you look up your case, it's going to show 3 documents in it. One, it's going to show the first ones we filed for copyright infringement, for you attacking our company, the slandering, doxing of addresses, terroristic threats. It's going to show another one we have in there for basically, one's for doxing, one was doxing and terroristic threats, and the other one's for basically copyrights. And the third one's for counterfeiting, which we have your face, your pictures, videos, people you were selling the product to. Clearly you stand on camera saying that you were printing out items, you walking through a storage unit, showing off items that you were storing and selling. Even basically looking at advertisement that you were putting on your Facebook and YouTube page of telling people where to come down and buy. I don't think federal agents are going to like the fact that you're basically ripping off companies and making money and not giving people that's considered theft. There you go. But like I said, if you feel that everything I'm doing, gentlemen, if you feel anything I just said right now violates in any way whatsoever, you get lawyers and contact me. You send me anything you want out, you go ahead. I guarantee you that I'll get your lawyers to drop your case in a hot second. And Jamie, if you feel at the end of the day that everything I said against you is false, that you didn't go out and counterfeit people's merchandise, that you didn't break copyright rules and regulations, you didn't commit perjury on your LLC, you didn't dox any addresses, no terroristic threats, you didn't do any of that stuff whatsoever, feel free to get an attorney. You can't, because you did all that stuff. Why would I be stupid enough to fill out these documents that could send me to jail for lying if I didn't have the evidence to back it up? Why would I give the post office inspectors my first name, last name, address, all my information if I didn't have the evidence to lock you guys up? So, I will not be seeing you in 2026. I guarantee you. You will not be here in 2026. I guarantee you. Either you guys are going to be behind bars, or you're going to be penniless in the street by the time we get done suing. You can't pay us. Mind you, some of you are going to be jailed and sued at the same time. So while you're sitting there, you're going to get letters from your wife telling you that there's lawsuits and you're going to be losing everything. You're about to lose your house. No, it ain't my fault in the day. Don't do dumb stuff. That's how it works. Now, I get to sit back and paint some beautiful butterflies, and you have to worry about the fate of your future in your life. That's what's coming down to now. You don't have a future anymore. You can't plan for anything. Because you're going to have that over top of your head, like a pendulum, pendulum, forget what it's called, swinging back and forth over top of your head. You got something looming over top of your head that you got to pass through first in order for you to have a normal life. You can't have a normal life because it's gone. Gentlemen, this is not going anywhere. This is not going to disappear. It's not. We're going to follow through. As I told you, you're coming here. I'm determined to get this done. You know what kind of person I'm in the day. I'm a man of focus. I get the job done, man. You're going to be here. There is no way around this. No way to get out of this in any way whatsoever. Sooner or later, agents will be on your door, police, wherever you got to get, and you're going to come here. Or if you can't come here and you got medical, you'll say a cyber judge. One way or another, you're going to end up behind bars. You're going there. There's no way out of this. So don't plan for a future. Don't plan to see your daughter's wedding recital when she grows up or whatever. Don't plan any of that. Your life is over. It's done. The time that you guys are going to get, it'll be your lifetime. Whatever time you have left on this earth will be spent in that prison system. No sunsets, no enjoying beautiful meals and dinners with your family or friends. That's all gone. You destroyed it. Doing the devil's work. That's what you did. That's what you get for following Satan. You don't have a future anymore. It's gone. Alright, so let me get this ready to go. Get this all out. Get this customer taken care of. Do we have any tape here? We don't have any tape here. And I'm going to do this in my next video. I'm going to get my unit that I need to set up. Now, guys, I want you to remember, you can get mad, you can rant, carrot, it doesn't make a difference. You're going to jail. Whatever you do, I want you to remember, you're going to jail. You go to a restaurant, you go get something to eat, enjoy it, because you're going to go to jail. Holidays coming up, some of you may see it, some may not. You're going to jail. There's no way around this. And Jamie, you're leaving the country. And you can talk all you want, you're leaving the country. Ain't no way around it. You're leaving. All I have to do is go in today and just file. That's all I have to do. Now file like I had your information, I gotta have my information. I put all your information down on that document, put my information on that document, and put that control order up there and say, look, we filed with ICE 3 times in a row against this individual. He doesn't have documents to be in the United States. He's attacked their companies, he's attacked their families. We got evidence on everything. You're not going to make it to court. You'll be removed. Now, you go on YouTube and you tell people how innocent person you are, that you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't commit any crimes whatsoever. See how that works at the end of the day. Again, we got so much of your stuff documented online that a judge can literally just pull up your freaking file number and it'll bring up all kinds of dirt on you. And you try to go up and says my copyrights ain't real. Okay, you figured that one out, didn't you? Yeah, I figured out what I did. Copyright search and records. Copyright records. I can get you 80 years for this, for touching these things. Much higher than that. Touching my copyrights, and you said my copyrights weren't real, right? As you said. This is where you search for copyrights. This is where you want for whatchamacallit's copyrights to try to find him. You couldn't find his he doesn't have any copyrights. Which one doesn't have copyrights? Search for records. Look at everything in here. I just want records, is all I want. My studies, records, all the records, is all I want. Hearing and questioning. Oh yeah, why didn't I have this stuff in here when we were actually prosecuting this guy? It came in fantastic. Oh, I gotta contact them too on top of that. No, not that. I need the records for... It changed a lot of stuff in here. It used to be easy to get access to all this stuff. They changed it. It used to be one thing you could hit and you'd be done. They got a whole lot of stuff in here about everything. This stuff we could have used when we're trying to... We had to go through CCB to get most of this stuff done. Yeah, it should be right here. Let me see. Oh, this is even better. So right here, I typed in Crystal ILEG Technology Screens. These are my copyrights right here. There's my copyrights. That's what you touched, Fernando. You said the other day you didn't commit any crimes here, right? That's what you said? You said you didn't commit any crimes. This is my registration for my copyrights. So anytime, when they go look up, see right here, I'm going to show you this real quick. So, this is my copyright right here. It's the Copyright Office right here, Public Records. These are my public records right here. There is my registration right there, my registration number, right? Type of material. There's my certification right there. That's the name of the company right there, right? And this is a cube that you use multiple times to vandalize, right? That's what you did, right? There's my artwork, mine, right here. I'm a citizen of the United States, right there, it says right there. So that's one copyright that you violated, right? Let's go over to, let me see. You claim that you didn't do anything wrong, right? That's what you said, right? Let's show the people you touch copyrights and don't belong to you. There you go, Mr. Williams, real quick. This is the information we have on you. There's your face, your accounts right here. Your Facebook page, we got documents on you for days, man. We got all type of stuff on you. Look at this. Letters, all that stuff. Your IP address, your phone numbers, email address, all that stuff. We got everything. All for court. But if he ever gets on YouTube and says, no, I didn't commit any crimes, I didn't break anybody. Yes, you did, buddy. Yes, you did. This is on your page, right? So here we on the page, we have 2021 by Crow Screen Paint Mixes, which is the same thing that matches your LLC and your over at Wix, which means we can go through, even though the Wix account's not there, that means that we can still pull your account. Your account is still there. Under server is still there. And guess what that is? That's my copyright you were using. I just said, oops, I did it again. That's why a processor came to your front door, because we can show proof you're tampering with the copyright. And what I see there from the government agency, it shows that we have a copyright, which you went in and violated without our permission, right? So, don't blame anybody at the end of the day because you have an ICE unit coming to your property to remove you and transport you out of the state. Because you don't belong here, as I said before. You violate people's stuff at the end of the day. The copyright infringements alone can get you in enough trouble to be deported out of here. And we got more right here. Look. Because it sells great. That shows on your page, we have right here, that you were touching our copyrights without our permission. There's the official copyright that's out on the page with all the information. That's our cube. We have to show the CCB, and there you are again on your account touching my copyrights. So, since touching someone's copyrights is against the law, that means as an undocumented citizen, you came here to the United States and you basically went in and you touched your copyrights on an American company, and I'm an American citizen. You violated my company. That being said, this is why ICE units come to see you for a number of things. But that's some of the other things I showed you. So you mean to tell me, you're going to tell me that you had rights to touch a government document? That's what they're saying. No, Jamie, you can't touch a government document. No, a U.S. citizen can touch a government document. Not like that. Not a copyright. So that means, Jamie, if I tell you you're being deported and we're never going to see you again, this is the things that you were doing while you were here in the United States carrying on. That's why we're never going to see you again. And I'm happy with that 100%. I feel sorry for your family because your family's never going to see you again. Neither your kids, neither your wife. So you get on YouTube and you tell people it's about racism, that you're being targeted out for no reason at all because you did nothing wrong. That's posted everywhere. I'm going to send them a copy. That's a matter of fact, they do have a copy of that. You touching the copyright. Did I give you permission to touch that copyright? No. And guess what? Out of all the stuff that you did, Fernando, I'm going to file today. I'm going to get the ball started. And I'm going to make sure we show all this to a judge. Everybody's to show everything to a judge. Everything that you did. I'm going to let them know that you are not an American citizen, that you're here illegally, and that at the end of the day, that we have already contacted ICE 3 times in a row, and we have a control number on you. I'll be contacting the post office again to let them know that the address with your zip code and all your information, apartment E, that you are a legal alien, you are here without permission, and you are breaking law. You're breaking the law while you're here. Now, you can sit there at the end of the day and try to label yourself by saying, oh, I'm innocent, I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, it's right there, Fernando. Right there. Bye-bye. You know, if I had found out that you didn't have documents waiting for it, we would have had you out of here a long time ago. I'd have had immigration on you a long time ago. We didn't know. We didn't know he had in that paperwork. We didn't know. He told on himself. That's how we found out. I had some people asking us the question, how did you guys figure it out? He told on himself. And there were certain things he was doing that we could see. Been in the apartment forever. You know, who raises 2 kids in a 1-bedroom apartment? The apartment's crowded, it's cluttered. You can see they have no storage unit to put things at. You know what I mean? You gotta have state ID to get a storage unit. And you're driving around on a vehicle, which means that you don't have you don't have a driver's license. You don't have any of that. So a number of things you were doing while you were here you shouldn't have been doing. So you're leaving. Do we have any pictures of his face? Oh, you gotta print out his face and send it over to him too. I forgot about that. We need your face so we can send it over to, so you can have a picture of what you look like. Oh, I'll link that up with, well, they have his YouTube channel. They do have his YouTube channel. We got pictures of him. I gotta send pictures of him. I got a picture of you on the other account. Let me see. And then we get the video. In the video, he shows his pictures. Right, you're right on the video when you're explaining about people coming out and buying your stuff. You're right there, when you're doing the it's doing the counterfeiting. You're right on video. You're right on video, explaining, telling people to come down to and buy your stuff. So we got you on video, okay. But I do need to have a picture of it. I can circulate to them what you look like. Now, instead of 4. You get on YouTube channel, click in, cry you want. That's my copyright. I paid for it, an attorney going to pay for it. It's my right to basically protect my work at the end of the day. And you took my work and posted it to your website and taunted us by saying, oh, you're triggered, this is mine, I do what I want to do with it. All right then. So don't cry and whine when you got these big boy units on your porch, on your front door, banging on your door, and you're getting locked up. Don't cry about it. And they want to go and scream racism. Oh, it's racism. He's just deporting me because I'm giving an honest review. Nobody, you're being deported because you went out and you did a whole lot of dirty stuff you weren't supposed to be doing, like touching my copyrights, threatening my family, threatening my cat, stalking us. All the stuff that you were doing at the end of the day, that's why you're being deported. Your landlord's in a lot of trouble now, because he doesn't have a lease on you. He may go to jail for harboring an illegal immigrant for basically committing crimes. So he could pretty much lose his unit at the end of the day. And he's open for lawsuits now, which means everybody in that unit is probably going to file a lawsuit against him, including us. The job you're working at, they're going to trace your job back. They're going to figure exactly, you were here, you had to get money from somewhere. Someone was supporting you. You're going to your job. The person who hired you is in a lot of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. You don't even know how bad it's going to get for him. He's going to very well could lose his business in the process because of this. Because this guy came here, like most people come here, they keep a low profile. They don't do dumb stuff like he did. The last thing you want to do is be messing with anything involved in the federal government. And what did he do? He messed with everything involved with the federal government. He threw everybody under the bus. So you go in and lie to your wife, do whatever you got to do at the end of the day, and say, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not going to jail. He has nothing on me. Okay. I didn't commit any crimes. I didn't basically go in and basically rip people's products off and steal from them. Okay. You go tell them all that. When the ICE units get there, you explain to them at the end of the day how you're innocent. I would love to hear this. As a matter of fact, I told you, go over to Baltimore Police. I was over there in a conversation with them. You haven't done it yet. So walk in the Baltimore Police Department and show them all the stuff that you did and say, am I going to jail? I bet you $100 they tell you to put your hands behind your back. I bet you. I'm going to need a small brush for this. There's no way in the world this is dipping in there. Oh, we got to go to the store. All right, 9 o'clock. I got to make a phone call to somebody. Let me see. Where's the agency at? We wouldn't close that. I can get this on a PDF. Ooh, I'm going to copy this on a PDF. Yes. I'm gonna send it to the post office showing that you violated my copyrights. Let me see. I need to print this. Open it up. Write this up. Anytime you want to get on YouTube, you want to cry and whine about how you came here to the United States and you didn't touch people's stuff, you didn't commit any crimes. This is my actual registration number for my government copyright that you went into your page on here, your Wix account. And if you sit there and say, Jamie, my Wix account's somewhere there, my friend, oh, it doesn't make a difference if we have the domain. The difference is the fact that on a Wix account, your account is still active. It's still there. It might not be active, it's still there. It's on the records. You can't get rid of that. You can delete it on your end. You can't delete it on their end. On top of that, they can go back with the CCB and show that the CCB we had to file. Well, can I get my other one? I got two of these. I got two copies. I'm gonna get another one too. 2016. I'm so glad I got this thing done. Got my freaking copyright. All right, let me get this done. I gotta make a phone call. I gotta go to people. I gotta make a phone call. Let me see. Let's go over to where's it at? That's immigration. This one's for the post office. Post office. That's FBI. And call FBI today. Okay, that's the application for. I gotta figure out what else I want to know about that one, so we put the other one in. Federal inspectors for the United States Postal Service. Federal Post Office inspection for address identity theft. All right, John, gotta go. I gotta make these 2 phone calls. I'm done for that for the day. That will get the ball rolling on. We already laid the foundation already. Next stage is to go and submit all documents and information needed to back up our claim. And from there, Fernando, I will be going out to the magistrate, the building over here. I will be filing a lawsuit against you, which will trigger off the effect that we need basically to activate ICE to come to your address. Because again, like I said, they gotta bring somebody there. They're gonna bring well, yes, have a processor that has to go there, but it's not by us. We don't pay for that. The courts do that. It's from the courts. They send that over there. So they'll go there, and then later on, pretty sure we have to, basically, the information we have to put in, we literally have to put in your control number, all that stuff from the day, showing that we had to follow through ICE and stuff like that for your violations and da 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 da. And they'll go from there. Now, you want to sit in your camera and cry and whine? That's why I showed that tidbit real quick. Yeah, that's my registration for my copyrights. They're 100% real. And you went in on your site and you basically tampered with our stuff. You got to see the stuff on the Black Series. He basically wrote in the name that we're scammers on the side of our own copyrighted material. That's like me writing over the top of Nike's copyrighted material by saying that, or trademark material, and saying something nasty about their company and posting it on my website for other people to see. That's what you did. So that's a violation of my copyrights because I never gave you permission to touch, use them in any way whatsoever. And since that's the case, that means you being an immigrant and you're not basically registered here in the United States. That means you committed a crime that is worthy of ICE picking you up. Tell me if I'm wrong. And what? Let's not forget about the counterfeiting. Let's not forget about the counterfeiting. All right then. I never seen anybody like that before in my entire life. Get mad and blame everybody else and say at the end of the day that everybody else is wrong, but I didn't do anything wrong at all whatsoever. Let me go over and get this done. I got to go, people. Thank you for your time, and God bless. All right.